Hi, I'm finally here and I have a pimple. I just realized whenever I started, pulled up the video to record this, so excuse me. But anyways, so in regards to the picture, I'm finally back. I am making this video now. Me and my roommate, not my sweet mate, she doesn't like soda, but me and my roommate will be sharing this. It was found at Rocket Fizz, and this is Warhead Sour Peach Soda. So I've tried some of the others, but I'm like, I want to try this one because somebody went ahead and purchased it for me, and so they're like, did you want anything? I was like, actually, yeah. And so, like, I took that, and then afterwards, he's like, did you, like, whenever we were putting, like, I was like, I'll go with this. And he's like, do you want anything else? I was like, no. It was like $3 for it. And, like, I thought it was very, very sweet, especially that he was willing to buy that for me. Um, and by the way, I will probably not see him for another 6 months. So, yeah. Um, anyways, but in regards to the pictures, I did like the rug, and also the matching hats were adorable. I have seen some photos where basically the dad or the mom, they go ahead and wear one outfit, and then their kid goes ahead and wears a matching outfit. Honestly, I still remember. So this lady, she was a fashion designer, or like she was an interior. I think it was an interior designer. So she was an interior designer, and then her husband worked on computers, and so I still remember like they would go to church, and her husband adopted three boys, and then they are, last time I heard, were looking at adopting two girls that were sisters, so that way they would have a family of five, and basically like adopt them, and then what else? So adopt them as have a family with them, and then basically once that was done, like she would go ahead and have with her kids be like everybody matches. So like she would do a similar color scheme with her family, and then her husband and her three sons would basically wear like very similar colors, but her husband and the three boys would wear pretty much the same outfit. And I was like, that is so adorable. So, by the way, if it helps at all, I like you no matter what you look like. So, yeah. Um, but I think, yeah, I think it would be absolutely thrilling and adorable if like at some time while growing up, or like the kid growing up, your kid growing up, basically, you wear an outfit and then your kid wears basically a matching outfit. So it could be like, let's say, a matching dress with certain colors, and then you basically wear like a matching shirt and pants. I think that would be adorable. Like, honestly, like, so adorable. Like, I vote yes. So, yeah. But yeah, the matching hats. And then also, I noticed that in the picture there was a train. So there was a train going through there, and then you see the rails that are going through it, and then also the details were really pretty. The clouds in the picture were really pretty, and then like in the background you see the rolling hills, and then the trees, and it also, the fields were really pretty. It was like just a normal like field that you find somewhere, and it's like, that's really pretty overall. I really did like it. And then also the other picture where it's basically the three screen doors. And if you're able to do that now, that is very, very impressive, like screen doors. So that way, like, if a person chooses to do so, they can open up the doors, like the regular doors, and then have the screen doors there. So yeah, I liked all three of them. The wood where it's like down, and then the trees, and then the deer. So yeah, it was really pretty. My only fear would be if it's deer, like, and especially if the kids are small enough. Screen doors aren't like super, generally that I know of, screen doors aren't like very, very tough or thick. So actually, my favorite was probably the deer or um, the trees. What I vote is that the top part of the screen door be screen, and then the bottom part actually be plastic or glass. The reason why I say that is because as a kid, you're going to be pressing against it, and that's usually, normal kid behavior. Like kids will do that. They'll go ahead and press their hands on it. And so my fear is that they would press against it and end up breaking through the screen and maybe like ruining the woodwork, which by the way, the woodwork I thought was really, really pretty. So if you're not able to do a screen, the other option is basically, now all three of them are really pretty, by the way. The other option is basically use the ones that has the wood like blocking, or the wood like this, and then it's sort of spread out or whatever. So that would be option one if you're only able to do screens. Option two is basically have like the glass slash plastic, and basically if you wanted to definitely do like one of the other two options, so that way whenever the kid presses against the glass, because it's a kid, they don't press through the screen door and end up accidentally breaking the deer or the trees. That is just basically very practical. Like, it's a very practical design. I think my parents had that on their house also, where it's basically the bottom half was like that and the top part was screen door. And I think that was a very practical thing to do, honestly. Oh, also, yeah, I did like the rug for the baby room, and I thought it was cute. So yeah, I liked it. I liked how it's a very old time, old fashioned look, but then it's also super practical overall. So I did like it very much. So thank you for that. Um, let's see what else. Um. Also, I thought that the prayer that your cousin posted was sweet, or like basically, hey, you're going through this stuff. It was very sweet and comforting, and whether you're tired, overwhelmed, anxiety, and just struggling. So I've been there. I really, really have been, especially with overwhelmed and anxious and um, just those. So yeah, I get it. Oh yeah, also is that I went ahead and with that thing, so I put the desk because the door kept sliding out. So I put that underneath that and underneath my desk, and because of that, my door hasn't slipped out as often or as much, because before it was like, hey, why is it out that much? And then I put that under and it hasn't really slipped out. So I'm really happy about that, very much so. Yeah, and I get it. Like, sometimes I'm struggling and such, but I also understand, especially if it's dealing with um, some things in regards to your significant other. So I get it. And then also, so in regards to the video, as promised, um, I understand, especially that your friend likes dad jokes, but I would have to say, like, they're really good puns. I'm a fan of puns, so yeah, I'm a fan of that. Um, so I put down Lex, I like the guy with red. I think that was a picture or a video in it. So yeah. Um, oh, I like the guy with red hair. Grey's Anatomy. Okay, now I understand. I'm wondering if in a way, like, you feel like the guy in the red hair with the red hair. He was actually used to be a medical doctor, so he handles stressful situations in a very practical way, and he sort of takes charge, and he's very like logical. So or very straightforward, but also very practical and such. So I thought that was very interesting. Um, and then also, I've realized that I've subjected you to scenes from Grey's Anatomy in the past. I can't remember what scenes, but yeah, I've seen scenes where, like, in regards to Grey's Anatomy. Um, and then also, I will be listening to Bye Bye Little Sebastian. I don't know when, but I will be listening to it. I went ahead and added it to my watch later list, so yeah. Whenever also you said the bottle gets me, you know, it landed on you. I was like, I get you. That is so good. I'm glad that I get you and that I understand you overall. So that is good to hear. Um, and then also, in regards to Chopper, the character, I will be sharing scenes of with Chopper videos with my roommate. Simply because I showed her, like, you know, Not the Baby. So I ended up showing her scenes of Not the Baby to my roommate because I was like, hold up, like, you know, because I was like, I was trying to recall, like, dinosaur, and I was like, I can't remember it, so I looked it up. And so I showed her it, and she's like, wait a minute, my mom quotes that. I don't know how old her mom is, probably in her 40s. So she probably has seen that. Yeah. But yeah. And, but yeah, I'm glad that I understand you and that I get you. And so, yeah. And then, I also thought it was sweet, especially that your friend and his pastor watched videos about Star Wars together. And they're basically going through the series and such. So that's really, really cool. I will admit, that's really neat. Because with that, like, yeah, it's good to have friends where you kind of bond over like random silliness and such. So, yeah. And like silliness and good shows. And what I mean by silliness is you guys creating the show together. So, and I'm glad that you guys are having fun with buffoonery. So, yeah, thank you for that. And then also, I thought it was cute where the guy's like, are we done? And then also a picture and yeah, the picture, and then also the little plush creature. Those are cute. I thought it was adorable. So yeah. Um, Anyways, I think that's it. I hope that you have a great night. I hope that you sleep well. I don't know if you're seeing this now, like at night. I started this at like 10:54 p.m. But yeah. I hope that you have a great night. Let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about, and I will respond tomorrow. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Let me know if there's anything else you want to talk about, and I will respond then. So yeah, talk to you later. Bye. I love you. If I could, I would definitely give you a great big hug too.